Hi, guys. So, I just want to give you an update on, just what's going on. Why? Because I told you I would be more real. Um, Here's the thing, it has been quite a journey. I've told you guys, with my diagnosis, stage 4, back in 2014, that I was diagnosed. Back then, it was breast that metastasized to lungs. Then I went through chemo rounds. And in 2015, I was told cancer completely was gone, and that was a miracle. Um, I went back to living my same lifestyle because nobody tells you otherwise, what to do, uh, how to clean the body, where do you start? I knew nothing. Therefore, you finish your chemo rounds, you go through everything that you go through, your fight, and all of a sudden, your life, you think you take your life back. I didn't know better. So I went back to living the same lifestyle as I did before. And in my mind, I thought I was going to go more full force. Wow. Well, I did. And a year later, with me not taking care of myself, not knowing any better, of course, cancer came back 10 times fold in 2016. And at that point, they gave me no time and no life. In fact, they didn't think I would make it through the chemos. And they weren't even going to offer chemo. But I went ahead and said, I knew what I needed to do at the time because the cancer was literally all over my body. At that point, it was breast, lungs, and bones. And, what can I say? They never expected me to make it through the chemos, much less come out and finish my chemo rounds. But then a year later, that they had me on chemo for life. Okay, think of that. I had been on chemo, for over a year, 2016, 2017. I knew that my body was getting weaker and I had to make a decision. And I did. That decision was I needed to get off the chemo to see if what I was doing was working, boosting up my immune system, cleaning it out, trying to get it stronger to see if I had any chance to still fight the cancer after my body being so weak from, of course, the chemotherapy because it killed good and bad cells. So, yes, it was going to be rough. Um, no fight was was easy. No fight was easy. But thank the Lord I made it through. And through my journey, I started building my faith. I talked to you guys about faith a lot because at one time I was, I want to say, lost. And I didn't know, you know, if I was worthy. I would see other people, in church, and I would hear of people getting, miracles. And I'm like, could I, could, could God love me this much that he would give me this chance? Like, I doubted. I doubted. I didn't think me. I didn't know why. I just, but because, guys, we don't know God. And that's the thing. When you don't know him, you have no idea what he's capable of, you know? And so I try to armor you guys with everything I had to do because it was such a life change. Am I the same girl that was in 2014? Absolutely not. I'm a whole different woman today because I feel like in my journey, when I look back at my life now, man, I was molded. I was molded to be the woman that I was supposed to be today. And you know what? I know I have a voice. And the Lord made me a great voice and a training. And He put me through, amazing obstacles to know who I am today. And I want to help you guys. People tell me, what did you do? Guys, a year ago, I stopped the chemotherapy. And my numbers right now, thank God, are still lower than when I was on chemotherapy. My cancer markers are lower. Do I have still cancer in the body? I'm going to say the Lord's taking care of that, and I am healed by His stripes. I don't want to take any more tests and expose my body to any more radiation, any more. No, I go by how I feel. And I know that I've also been empowered with knowledge to know better, because there isn't studies being done that He's empowered me with knowledge to how to maintain and to never go back to that girl that was in 2014. Those days are gone. And if I want to fight for life, for breath, for every day, then I had to change my life. I had to make choices, and tough choices. But when we think of the sacrifices or the things we got to give up, a lot of us want to stay in our comfort zone, not knowing what's on the other side is the most amazing thing. You're not missing out on anything. You have everything to gain. I mean, when you have insight and you have God in your life and you truly know who He is, the world is such a different place. And it starts with you. It's like people get, I believe, magnetized towards one another based on character, based on right. Well, as you build, God's going to put the right people in your path. Why? Because He's never going to let you down. He's always going to give you that, blessing that you need. But are you even seeing your blessings? Or do you just see all the bad and focus on the bad? If I did that, guys, I wouldn't be here. So there's some verses that I want to read, and then, I'll give you some insight behind them. John 16:33. In this world you will have trouble, but take courage, because I have already overcome it. So He's telling you, in this world, you will have trouble. He knows this was going to happen. He knows that this was going to be. But He said, take courage, because He already paid the price. What does that mean? That means that when He died on the cross, He took our sins, He took our pain, and He forgave us. He knew we were humans, but He also knew that we had a mind, we had a heart, we had a soul, and we have to make choices. That's the tough one, because we don't want to get out of our comfort zones. But if we do, Like I said, I believe that the world today, right now, is so full of anxiety, depression, because it's that's not of God. If you don't know God, then you're gonna have all those fears. You're gonna have the anxiety because you are not gonna have peace. But when you know God, you you do have a sense of peace. Let's go to James 1:2. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds. Amazing verse. Consider it pure joy, even when you're going through trials. So, let me say, even through cancer, fighting a terminal illness, told I would never see, my son graduate high school, where now he's in college. He next year will be a senior and be graduating college. Those are blessings. Do I see the in between? Absolutely. Has it made me, look at life so differently? Oh my goodness. Every day I know what it is. That's a gift. A gift given. And we take advantage because we don't know. We don't know what it is that He wants for us. And we all have a purpose, guys. We do. We just waste our talents in different ways because He gave us gifts, He gave us abilities, and He gave us talents to utilize, to work with one another so that we can, become great. But we've lost that. We've lost connections, guys, and we need to change that. Like I said, even through cancer, even through, my journey and what's happened, I still find peace. I see the world now on the outside with turmoil and struggling with their children and just the ugliness of people out there, and no one is happy. Everybody's empty. And here I am fighting for every day. When you have a perfectly healthy body and you choose to waste it on anxiety and depression because that's not of God, and instead of seeking Him, you choose to stray away. It's not good, guys. Change your ways. Faith is the way to the kingdom of heaven. If you don't believe, how can you get salvation? Guys, you will not get salvation if you don't believe. You need to believe in God. You need to believe that He exists. You need to open up your hearts and you need to seek Him. It's the only way that you're ever going to get the answers, the peace, the love, what you're seeking, guys. And I'll prove this to you. Isaiah 9, verse 6. For a child is born to us. Who is us? Us, the people. A son is given to us. It said it again, us. A son was given to us. And the government is upon his shoulder, and his name will be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace. What an amazing statement right there. He is the Prince of Peace. So find your peace and find your way. I try to give you armor. I try to give you, things to walk away with and change our ways of thinking. Because it's not even only about us. It is about our children and our grandchildren's children. Understand, if you're struggling with faith, how do you expect our children to make it through? That is why the anxiety, the depression, and people are lost and don't know how to cope, because they have lost God. Find God, and you will have all the wonders, because He is wonderful. Until